All right, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so for today's events, I did the spend on the choice or the recruit tokens, give myself position on chain of command. Been out mining, was able to get that one accomplished. Might be most of the events for today. I did mining for my ticket and yeah, I just got the one ticket out of the 4. So we got Voyager to do yet, as well as Hostile Hunt. And there's also research and building upgrade. Which that's resource spend, so I'll probably skip that. And then for the Ferengi event, we've got Unity. Almost have enough helps completed for that one. And then we've got the Wave Defense Pass. And DC Trailblazer is still up. Hey Ryan, how's it going? I'm bringing the chaos tonight. Gotta do some solo waves. Yeah, I'll probably do one myself. I think I've got enough for my store redemptions, but I've still got to claim the battle pass so far, so I'll be able to get my Cypher count up a little bit. I was hoping that today was going to be the redeem day for that. Because yeah, I'll be depleted on my section 31 access keys here by the time I get done pulling my artifacts that I want to pull. And I've got to mine Transigen for tomorrow. Looks like I've got the rare up, so I just need to work on uncommon. So I will send these 2 ships here. And this ship here. Divide and conquer. And I'm gonna send Cube off to go kill Romulans. Overshot just a hair. And then once I get some Romulans taken care of, that's kind of the events for today. Everything that's left to do is kind of like prep work for tomorrow. So take a look at the event calendar and see what events are coming up for this weekend. And see if there's any prep work to do, especially for the Ascendant events. So I'm gonna queue up a few of these hostels. And team that one. And then tomorrow's the 16th. So Ascendant event for August 16th. Spending. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday will be spend events. It doesn't say if it's anything specific. I'm guessing it's not. I'm curious if that's going to be one event that lasts for 48 hours or if that's going to be two separate events. All three ships are arrived already? Jeez. Oh, and it's not going to load in, so I'm going to die. There it is. I'm not as concerned about the ones in the 58 system here because those ones will survive usually. Wait for that next hostile to spawn. There you are. Flag's been running pretty rough on me today, so hopefully I can actually stop that. First wave complete, nice. It's definitely a sense of accomplishment. My GS31 is just starting to get to the point where it's useful, so I can start to fully complete the elite waves fairly easily. This upgrade event that we had yesterday really helped because that gave me the little bit of push that I needed to get that finished off. It's tier 3, or did it just get to tier 4? Tier 3. What are we at? 240 million. I got most of the components upgraded already. Most of the important ones, at least. I did the weapons and the shield. I'll do the hull next, and then I'll do the impulse engine, and then warp range and cargo, and move around to tier 4. I'm only doing the 50 elites. I haven't started to do the 60 elites yet. I think once I hit about like tier 5, I'll be able to start doing the 60s. Yeah, the Elite 50 system's what I've been doing. It's been good for getting the parts for upgrading for sure. I've been able to do the like 3 or 4 waves in 3 or 4 defense waves in the level 50 system, so I've been able to get some of that banked up. It's tough. You have to kind of have a surplus to play with. Surplus of the tickets. Otherwise, they're kind of valuable. Maybe that's just a me problem because I have to punch down. I haven't tried a 60 in a while though. I just got comfortable with the 50s, so I just kind of hung there. Oh, I need to do some Gorn. I need the volatile isomatter. Can I do the 50 elites? Yes. Hi, Lord, it's Garen. How are you doing tonight? I can do the 50 elites. I can kill 2 in wave 4. The first, I could kill 2 of the, I never remember, the Reavers in wave 4. And I can't do the third one with the GS-31. I have to kill that with my last ship, or with one of my other ships, and then I can do the wave beam thing, and I can kill at least one of the hostiles with that, and then weaken the other 2. I ended up having like 1 ship sneak through to the central hub, but I consider that a pretty decent victory. And I'll do one of those here in a little bit. Once I get the hostiles knocked out that I need to do, I'll bring the cube back and I'll go for a run in there. I might try a 60. I might try a 60 as well, because I haven't done that for a while. I should have enough to upgrade hull on this. Yeah. I can upgrade the hull on this, so that might be enough. You let 4 get through to the hub in the last round. I don't have the the research item done that lets me allow more than 3 through, or allow more than 2 through. I kind of wish I would have went for it, but I just never got the resources put together to actually get that research done. Which I think I'm gonna be able to do it in. I guess I don't even know what it takes. That was like Prime Central. Was that the Cosmic Prime Particle? Or was it the other one? No, it was the other one. What was the other one? Premier Particle? Yeah, Premier Particle. I have 0 of those on hand. Need 1,000. Because that's in the store right now, isn't it? Rangi store? No, that's that prime. Yeah, the Premier Particle's right there. That was the thing. You could only get 5 of these. So you could only get 5 of these things, so it was demoralizing, so I didn't even try to get any of them there. Which I probably should. Because that's kind of like the next prime that I want to get. And there's the only other thing that's really enticing in here is like the war room or traits XP. Hi Retro, how are you doing tonight? I spent a little bit of the rewards in this store for the mining bulkheads for the Serene Squall. It's still acting a little dicey. In my pursuit of fixing problems, I may have generated an additional one. I'm getting FPS dips and stuff, and coding is going a little dicey. So I might have to go through and just reset everything. Or maybe it's just time to upgrade PCs. The one I got here's 6 years old. I got it in the fall of 2019. And prices are starting to drop on some of the newer 50 series Intel cards, so it's getting a little more and more tempting. I don't think the issues that I had before were hardware related. I think they were on my internet side of things, because everything I was seeing was issues in the network side, and now I'm getting issues in the network side and the encoding and the rendering. I didn't think that I changed any of the settings in the way that OBS was set up, but I did kind of do like a default in there to a degree.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Thanks for the bits, Retro. I appreciate that. That's I thought about throwing a fund up, but it's a large amount of progress. Yeah, 6 years is a long time. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest with you, the laptop that I have needs to be updated too. That laptop is from... It won't upgrade to Windows 11. It's too old. But I'm pretty sure that laptop was from 2008 or 2009. Actually, I have two laptops. The one laptop is from like 2008. I kind of got that one tucked away as kind of like an emergency use one. And then the one that I use as a daily driver is from 2010. Yeah, I just upgraded it from 2 gigs of RAM to... No, from 3 gigs of RAM to 8 gigs of RAM. Because I didn't realize that it only had 3 gigs of RAM in it. It was running Windows 10, which I am extremely impressed about. Yeah, 3 to 4 years is, you know, like a pretty reasonable runtime for tech. You know, I am a tech guy by trade, so I'm pretty good about limping things along, and I have, you know, like little upgrades that I can do to kind of get things to stay. But it's getting to the point where it's having trouble keeping up. Like, it can do one thing at a time just fine. Like, I was playing Star Trek Fleet Command on there all the way to last summer, and then after last summer it kind of got a little bit hard and a little more burdensome on it. I don't know, they kind of did some, whenever they did the update on the Unity version, I think it kind of got a little bit of too much overhead for it. Like how an electrician does their own wiring. It's kind of like more how a mechanic keeps their car pieced together. Like, they always seem to have like some old piece of crap like Honda Accord that's just looks completely clapped out and barely works and barely runs, but it's good enough for them to get to and from work. That's what my laptop situation is, at least. Every once in a while, My daily driver's got a widescreen display on it, like a 16:9. My emergency backup one has a 4:3. And every time I just open that up, I kind of just have that little flashback where I remember it's like, okay, that used to be the size of what screens were for everything. And it is kind of a little bit of a giggle point for the having like the phone jack on there for a modem, 56K modem built into it. The thing is though too, like laptops you can get pretty dang cheap. Like you can spend $400 on a laptop and have a pretty decent machine for 3 or 4 years real easy. That's legit. Laptops are definitely cheaper than phones. Well, I mean, you could spend a lot of money on a laptop though too. I don't think there's a lot of value in some of them. Like there's a certain point where the value that you're paying for it gets a little bit excessive for what you're getting out of it. I think data must be out on a P1 ATA. Like I must have had an ATA that required him. No, I sent him out on a regular one. Didn't the well, he's definitely not on a P1 ATA. That was the one thing I wanted to make sure of. Oh no, he's on ship D. Oh. I put him down there for his cargo increase, that's right. I wanted to get a little extra cargo capacity out of the Green Squall. You just realized that Una is the only officer in the mission key recruits that you don't get transporter patterns for? Like that you need to have still? Speaking of mission keys, I should redeem those now. Just turned in 7 days of mission keys and only got the Stardust. Stardust or transporter patterns? Is that the same thing? In my head, it's Stardust. Ah, she's also one that I would get the shards for. I never maxed out Sela or Quark yet. Although I think they're both in the at Quark's there. I thought Sela's here too. Yeah. I don't know why I never. They don't have. They used to always have like those events that were worthwhile to spend the recruits on, but they don't really have those leaderboards anymore since they added the sliders into stuff. All right, data was only below deck, so we can go back out. Mine some more. You redeemed a whole lot of transporter patterns the last couple of months because the con's favorite research requires having so many epics maxed. I haven't hit that wall yet. I think I'm going to at some point. Like, I think I had came close to it. Like, I had seen that it was going to be one of the next things I needed to hit, and I had to upgrade some officers. I'm just starting to get to the point where I've got to use the favors for some of the research or whatever. Not the favors, the affinity. Whatever the weird metal things are. Hijacked insignias, that's what it is, yeah. I never remember what all these little things are called. I know what they look like. Like, I didn't realize you actually had to use that for the research at all, so I've just been keeping on turning it in for doing the upgrades for Khan, which is a very good and legit use of it. But then I kind of noticed that there's some of the other research that kind of backfills some of it, so I'm still working my way through the Pioneers credits. I haven't been able to get enough together to do the thing that gives you some of the extra stuff. I've got to unlock the epic assignments yet and then get the cons quests and do the cons favors. I don't know why it's taking so long to get these Pioneer credits. Well, I don't know why it's taking so long. It's because it takes so long to get the starts. But I'm also at that point where I'm debating about if I use the 19,000 to unlock epics, or if I use the 19,000 to do the cost efficiencies. I know it's only 1 percentage point. I think I'm gonna go through and get these two unlocked. I have a feeling this is gonna take less to unlock than what this one is. I got it at 4%, so I'm only gonna increase by another 1%. I know, like, to get into any of these other things, it'll be worthwhile to have that extra 1%, but you know, like, I would save 190 or 200, I guess, here maybe. I'm saving 800 now. This would have been 20,000 without it. So I'm gonna save 200. Like, if I only waste 400 by not getting it for these two, I'm not gonna feel bad about that. For these three. Yeah, if I only waste 600 doing it, I don't think that would be too bad. If it was like moving from 5% to 10%, I think I would be able to convince myself to do that first. All right, since we got an ad break, I'm gonna grab a beverage real fast. I'll be right back. All right. And my mouse is going dead too, so I'm gonna plug that in to charge it. I don't know what it is, but I've got this posture check. I think I do pretty decent on the posture. I don't have too bad a gamer posture. I've got this weird concoction of, I got black cherry Windsor Canadian vodka, and I'm mixing it with like a raspberry lemonade. It's pretty good because it's got like a, you know, like a little bit of sour with the sweet. Yeah, it's not a bad idea at all to make sure that I sit proper. All right, so I don't know how many waves I've got entry tickets for. I can do 2 plus whatever's in the battle pass. There's what, 1, 2, 2 more starts there. They're both private ciphers, right? Yeah. 2 more starts there, so I can. I'm gonna try a 60. Elite. I did my upgrade there. I'm gonna see where this thing dies. Still trying to decide if I should get the wave pass or wait for a potential second regular battle pass. Yeah, we've got like the what, the Ferengi. We got the Ferengi exchange pass. We've got the wave defense pass. I don't think anybody's probably getting the territory capture one. We got this battle pass. I don't know if they would have another one coming until like between the arc. I mean, they could have definitely had like some kind of flashpoint one, but the way that they backed off of everything there, it's not near as likely to happen. I'm only a little nervous. I don't think I'm going to be able to get all the way through this. Kind of depends on how far the GS31's able to carry itself. As long as it can hold up till like wave 3, I'm gonna feel pretty good about it. As they do last the week. Yeah, with the next maintenance patch coming up, you never know what's gonna come from that. Because sometimes they do some tricky things. Oh, GS31's already dead. This isn't good. Being down to 2 ships is very limiting. So if I can clear wave 3, I will feel good about this. All right, so we're gonna keep this guy up here. And then we'll send one after that. One after that. Oh, they both died. Both those ships died. Oh no, that one didn't die, but it's going to. All right, 60 elite waves out of the question for now. I was happy with the bug fixes in the most recent update. I don't even know what the bug fixes were, to be honest. Two waves, that wasn't terrible payout. Like, I feel that's like a day's worth of pulls for me in the Section 31 store. I don't know if I've tried the 60 elites then. I must have been thinking about the regular 60 wave. It was actually a good list. I guess I got used to just completely skipping that section of patch notes. Oh, a couple of UI fixes. Client freezes. Minus a couple of spelling fixes. You know, I haven't really thought about it, but the game does seem like it has been a little bit more stable. Like, some of the weird things was the I don't feel like I've been kicked out of the game and stuck in loading screens in between things for nearly as bad. I think the most notable one was the wave round center returned back to functioning. Yeah, that was getting annoying. I could never tell what wave I was in, whether I was in wave 4 or wave 5. And like I said, the GS31 will handle the first hostile in wave 4 for me, but it wasn't able to handle the second 2. So if I thought I was in wave 3, but I was really in wave 4, a lot of times I'd kill my GS31 before I had the chance to use the beam. I haven't got the patterns memorized for some reason. Like, I've got a pretty decent idea, but it hasn't been like a serious struggle either. Still adjusting to the elites, yeah. Like, they're good about kind of keeping everything grouped together and in a reasonable way. Like, there's like I think it's the third wave. Like, I get kind of close on timing as far as having enough time for the ships to get back, go across. It kind of feels like I need to wait a little bit sometimes because like the first one is way off on the edge of the system, and then the second one is getting kind of close to the center. And I kind of feel like if I would wait for that hostile to get closer to the center, it'd be easier because it'd be less impulse time. I've only successfully done this once. So hopefully I'm not hyping myself up too much about being able to successfully do everything. I've got my ships doing the wrong thing. It's only slightly confusing. For the most part, I don't think they're too bad. They can get a little bit intense. The one thing that I've done for myself is I've made sure that I keep the same class of ship in the same slot, so I know that I'm sending ships that are in the correct, even though I just did that one backwards. Sending ships that are in the correct class. Which the PC client makes that really nice because I can do my 1, 2, and 3. And queuing works for Kirshara too, which is awesome. As long as the lag doesn't happen, it works out great. All right, so this is wave 4. So this is the one where I've got to be a little more careful. GS31 takes that one down, no problem. And I have to watch and see how it handles the second one. Oh, I did it again. Oh, that's not the way that I want to do it. That might be dead. Okay, it's not. Okay, good. I think the updates that I was able to do yesterday and today are definitely helping the GS31. That may or may not be able to take down that first ship. But I'm gonna wait until those other two get into view. And hopefully that's enough to be able to take that on. It was not. I always hoped that it was able to do just enough damage with the beaming ability, and then that the ability for it stacked up. But yeah, that's a pretty generous payday, at least. I feel like it's almost ridiculous how many of these you can build up. Because like I don't even know how many it takes to do a full pull. 500? Yeah. I'm guessing that will accelerate as the tier gets higher on the ship. That'll get more and more expensive, and then I'll start depleting these. But I mean, what is that? 132 full pulls at this point? 133? But that made a huge difference when I was able to do upgrades for the weapons this last time. Once I got those weapons upgraded, I was able to go a little bit further in the rounds. And I maxed out all of my research that I could. For the beaming effectiveness. So that I could lay down as much damage as possible towards the wave defense hostiles. I should do this one now. I don't know if I want to spend Sigma speed up. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that. If we've got 2 days of spending events to do for the Ascendant, I'm probably gonna need every bit of Sigma speed ups I can hold on to. So getting another 12 hours out of that'll be useful. And I'm gonna send this back out for another load of uncommon. And I guess since the hull's mostly full on the Kaskari, I'm gonna send that over to get some Gorn, while I let my alliance mates get some helps off of the other ship repairs. But yeah, I think once I get that GS31 leveled up again, I think being able to do like the 60 waves will be about right for that. And kind of hoping that the way that the timing works out for the speed reductions, that I'll be able to do a fairly fairly reasonable, like wave 1 beam of it, and then be able to do it in wave 5 again. I don't know what the cooldown is on it currently, but I'm always afraid to use it because I just assume I can only use it once. Yeah, it doesn't show the cooldown there, does it? But I know when you get a couple of levels up, it decreases the time. Well, the encoding lag doesn't seem to be getting significantly worse at all. Hanging around like under 2%. I was starting to wonder if it might have been thermal problems. I hadn't got into things pretty deep. Like I think I was just running the game, and it was sitting at like 59. Which it's still sitting at least. That's not moving much. That's good. I also updated the driver on my graphics card too, so. Oh, don't die, don't die. Come back. It always gets a little nervous when you update drivers, if things are working. Especially now that this card is 3 generations old. Ooh, I did catch that peak on the graph this time though. Hi, Big Bad Booty Daddy. How you doing tonight? Because the NVIDIA ones always change things when you update it. Yeah. Well, I've been trying to troubleshoot some network-related issues, and I updated the drivers just to make sure that that wasn't part of it. So I might roll back the drivers to where it was before and see if that gets rid of these encoding issues. I mean, the good thing is that the issues changed. consider that a good thing. I can roll back my... Holy shit, that cube is moving fast. The hell is the impulse on this thing right now? 604. My goodness. Jeff Jeff gets into... He's a player that doesn't take shit. If you start crossing the line with him, you do him dirty at all, he'll just start hunting down your alliance. So a lot of the times he's just rolling around killing specific alliances that are just being dickheads for no good reason. Well, you'll definitely see him just roll into a system like that looking for red dots. Yeah, there was 4 ticket events today. There was 2 of them that did dilithium and crystal gas. Whatever goes with the dilithium. Actually, there was a Gorn one. Or was it Gorn or was it just hostiles? It was Gorn. There's one that was Gorn and one that was Apex. Or Eclipse. Which was kind of shitty because if they would have been running yesterday, that would have been some pretty decent synergy. Or that'd have been Wednesday. Oh, that was to be able to give the G3 players something to do. Because G3 probably doesn't have much in the game for Gorn at all. It did seem weird to me that they would have had to see a ticket for Eclipse hostiles, but that definitely makes sense if that's giving different generations of players opportunities to participate in things. I don't even know like what level the Eviscerator opens up at, but like the lower system is 40, right? That's the lowest system for Gorn. Yeah, that probably doesn't even open up till like level 39 or whatever. That's all G4 content area. You see that zoomed out? Yeah. That's kind of the similar thing. Like I keep on going back in my head to like where the swarm armadas are. Well, if that's true, I mean, they're putting that into effect very, very quickly. Good on them. You know, they needed to put out that video. And I really do hope that the general manager or game manager or whatever his title is, I really do hope that he is able to follow through with the promises of communication. Like, I think they've been doing a really good job of communicating in general, most of the time at least. They've had some very poor examples here over the last month. But they've been good about putting things out in some of the updates and keeping people up to date on what's going on in game as far as events and things. I feel. And so like if they're gonna have like real updates coming from people in charge, I think that's gonna be positive, especially if there is gonna be like a regular state of the game message, whether they can do that monthly or if that's going to be something that they do quarterly or something to that effect. It's definitely a way to win back player sentiment a little bit. I am very curious to see what they plan to do with next month now. I know he said that they were pausing flashpoints next month. So I don't know if that means that it's gonna be like it is this month. It kind of made it sound like it was gonna be completely gone. Which seems a little excessive to me. I think the way that they've got it rolling right now, I think it's fine. It's nothing near what they want it to be, so I don't know if they're still planning to incorporate some of their vision into it with the effort that they have kind of currently. Or if they're just going to rebuild it from the ground up. I didn't mind it for the most part. The milestones were excessive by far. Like they missed the mark on that, but I still think the concept was pretty decent. Execution was crap. They definitely didn't get the concept from paper to the game done correctly. I know that. But they had all the Boldly Go events with the What do they call that? There's still Boldly Go events on the tab. Like that was something that I enjoyed. I kind of feel like if they would have had the flashpoints done in the Boldly Go style, I think they might have been able to have pulled it off. But yeah, month one there, it felt like they were trying to do 3 different arcs in once. And it kind of feels weird with the Flashpoints SNW Part 2 mashup. Because I think Flashpoints kind of has a legit reason to kind of stand on its own as an arc and as a concept, because it is a big thing. I don't think it should have been tied in with an IP the way that it is. It was definitely overwhelming. I do really look forward to seeing where Flashpoints goes, because they're definitely taking a refreshing look at it, and they're gonna do something hopefully grand. Like, I hope that they can get it to what their vision of it was. Well, it's going away, but it's not gonna disappear. They've got too much time and money invested in it to completely abandon it. I mean, even if they did it like it is now and just turned it into Ceres, like, I think that's a way out that they have. But it doesn't sound like they're taking that way out. It sounds like they want to make it elaborate still. So, like, our server, we're 3/4 of the way through the final milestone of the IMS. So, I mean, I think we're on a really good pace for it. Like, we should probably have that wrapped up, you know, tomorrow afternoon or Sunday afternoon at least. Like, we're not gonna have a problem completing this event. I mean, the 30,000 currency. I'm not real happy with the event store. Like 30,000 doesn't get you a lot out of here. Like 5 epic shards. Like 25 artifacts. I mean, it's not bad, but it's only 4 pulls. 4 pulls of the Transigen Forge. Oh, I definitely agree with you, Lord of Scarin. That's I mean, there's 4 event stores right now, basically, because we still have the officer choice tokens, we've got the regular choice tokens, we got the Ferengi stuff, we've got the Flashpoint stuff. You know, the choice rewards with the battle pass. That's awesome. That's excellent. I think they've got that set the way that it needs to be. The officer things, I feel like they've got that good. That's fine. That's dandy. Nothing wrong with that. Ferengi, I think they're doing pretty decent with this one. Like there's enough stuff here to keep you going. I was able to use this store to help finish my shipbuilding events. And there's so much choice here. I think that's something that's really advantageous in the Ferengi store, is that there's so much choice. Because you got your officers, you got ship blueprints, you got the ship parts. I don't think anybody's really gonna be focusing on getting, you know, like bar or crystal out of this. Crystal, ore, and gas need to be out. They might have a couple of things messed up in there. Oh, that's interesting. I'm guessing that's a general oversight. That's fixable though. Like, I'm gonna say that's probably just a straight up mistake. I'm guessing that wasn't a choice that they made. Wait. Five-star is 44 rare on the ore. Crystal is 806 rare. So they've got that set up like it's a level 50 instead of a level 60 for me. They've got it set at the beginning of the generation instead of the end of the generation. That's interesting. I've never noticed that. And to be honest, like, I'm only really interested in like the tritanium. Like, I'll use it for away team stores to get the materials, but for the most part, like, I'm just chasing the par steel and tritanium. I'm surprised that that would not be something that they would have addressed. But yeah, it's not anything I've ever noticed myself. Okay, I just had to look to see if there's a difference between the big chest and the small chest for it. Yeah, that's a pretty serious thing. Billy from accounting. I don't know if that's easy to check. It'll be easier to check tomorrow once we have the next set of tickets too. Oops, that was the wrong space. Well, these ones are always, I don't think most of these events like this. No, I'm thinking about the 6-star stuff. I don't get epic for my stuff yet. Actually, this would be the really interesting one. So like, this doesn't have it. This does not have 5-star epic. In the Eclipse one. The Gorn one does not have 5-star epic either. The Crystal one. The Crystal one has the epic. That's interesting. It's intentional, just another way to try to get people to spend. Yeah. I notice how it favors the explorers, though. Kind of like they want you to be able to build the the enterprises without issue. Okay, so that gave me about 3 days. Build a cube up there. Hi, me bicycle. How you doing tonight? Been a while. How I been? I've been doing fine. I've been having internet issues at home here, so I haven't been able to really get on and do much for streaming. Think I have all the internet issues figured out, but I may have picked up a hardware issue in the meantime when I was trying to troubleshoot what some of the other issues were. Tried fixing too many things and I may have broke something a little bit. We'll see. I'll have to go back and check out the VOD and make sure things stayed in sync at least. Because that was one of the things that I was having some major problems with, is my audio and video was getting desynced. Turning it off and on so many times. I'm good working, but I'm off for 2 weeks and heading to Scotland. Going back for fishing? I think the last time you were heading up to Scotland, you were going for a fishing trip. Yeah, I do kind of want to do a UK tour at some point. I definitely want to visit Scotland. Climbing, paddling. You get all sorts of activities in then. Fishing, climbing, paddling. Yeah, I know, like, UK's got like the Atlantic trade winds or whatever, and you know, it's kind of like just a big heat sink, and it regulates everything so much. It's kind of like being on the West Coast here in the US. In Scotland, there's always a bright side to bad weather. At least you don't get eaten alive by the insects. That is one of the things I love about winter. I live in an area that gets the cold winters and snow and everything, so insects disappear for several months. Yeah, can't feel toes, can't feel fingers. Your nose is constantly dripping. Eyelashes sometimes grow icicles. Better socks. Better socks or better boots. That only helps so much, though. Toes are always the first thing to get cold. Unless you have like heated foot socks, footies, or heated socks make a real big difference when it's cold out. Because being able to keep your feet warm, that's kind of a morale booster. You can tolerate being outside a lot more as long as you can keep your feet warm. Feet and hands. And it's way easier to warm your hands back up than it is your feet. I don't think I could live anywhere without a real winter, though. I like ice fishing too much. Like if I ever moved to anywhere that was too much warmer, I'd probably end up having to go to like Canada and get like guided ice fishing trips in the wintertime or something. Yeah, just gray and damp. Yeah, that was one of the things that I've always kind of heard about it. Well, even like England in general, like they always say that the weather is just a little bit gloomy. I know I've had other people say like the sky and the environment, you know, like in other areas of Europe and America and stuff like that, is just a little bit different because it doesn't have any of the weather overtones behind it, which boggles my mind. But again, that's kind of like West Coast too. always thought the BBC TV shows I watched were old, but no, really, the grass is that color. Yeah, it's amazing the difference that you get with climates, I guess. But I mean that could be something similar to even like some of the Pacific Northwest and stuff, I guess. I'm not really familiar with that, but I mean that's another area that's just always wet, always damp. Been keeping up with the grind for flashpoints. I'd say for the most part, like I complete all the events. I don't put a lot of extra effort into everything. Like I'm making sure that I get my refine of the Targ tokens. And I did enough armadas to be able to complete the event, but I haven't done any of the extra armadas, the invading entities. It's been tolerable. Even like the events for the like Scotty's events for doing like the Suliban hostels and stuff like that, that was something I would consider tolerable too. As I don't know if it's just the artifacts have been getting me caught up on some things, or if I've been able to target some of the research and some of the officers, but I'm starting to have a much easier time with the Suliban hostels. Or especially with the drop ships. The drop ship I was doing really good with today. I was very impressed. And then I think the whole transigen loop has been fantastic, absolutely phenomenal. Hands down, one of the best things that have happened in a long time. Because just being able to get caught up on these artifacts is amazing. and they actually disappear from the refinery too as you get them maxed out. That was one of the things that I was very curious about for a bit there. It's not bad just going to 61. I can't hit 61s, and it's frustrating that I can't get the canisters. Double pair of rare ISO is off the scale too. Yeah, you're at that weird spot where you're in the next generation, but you're not part of the next generation. Or should I say that the other way, where you're part of the next generation, but you're not quite in the next generation? Because realistically, until you have an opportunity to build like a Selkie, you know, like your mining ability doesn't increase from 58. I don't know how many players have been getting the G5 mining ships. I don't know if they're skipping those like they were doing G4. You know, so I mean, realistically, if you're just rocking Novas, then you know, like your mining ability hasn't increased since 52. So, I mean, that puts you technically like 10 levels behind of where they're setting your goals for. You have 2 Selkies. Oh, I don't have to worry about overprotected cargo on my server. Oh, the hazard. Yeah, I could definitely see like having the hazards lowered would be beneficial. I was a little disappointed they didn't have any reductions in the G6 area too. I mean, it's fine. It just would have been nice. Because for the most part, it's only with the hitting the hostels that I'm in those systems that are high enough to be of concern. 15 mil rares, 15 hours of mining. I mean, that itself will eventually get better too, though, just as the buildings get upgraded. It's definitely been easy with the cell keys. Yeah, they made it more difficult than it needed to be for a lot of the player base. Like I see purpose and intent to make it something that you have to overcome. but I don't think you can't get the the hazard resistant exocomps every day though, right? Where do they put those? Was that only in the store where you can get them during certain times? Or was that a permanent thing? That was only in the event store, wasn't it? I don't know what the mining rate looks like. In comparison to Novas and stuff. Like, it does really well on the Epic. It doesn't do as well as Selkies without some serious research upgrades. I mean, this will be a max Nova I'm comparing it to, but that's 248. And that's 17. Yeah, it'll definitely take some. It'll definitely take some time doing the research to get that up high enough to make it worthwhile. Yeah. Yeah, the resistance is definitely a big benefit. Wow, I that's a frustratingly close amount. I don't know if that was one hit or a couple. What are we for uncommon now? We'll do one more load on this ship. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm probably gonna stop mining common. Because I've got I guess I need it for the refinery or the building. All right, since we're in ads, I'm gonna take a quick break to refresh my drink, make room for more liquids. I'll be back in a little bit. Did y'all hear my Selkie just die that I forgot that I had sent? It never fails. All right, let's send Selkie back out again. I'm not doing commons because my artists in that bracket are done. All artifacts. I've got one of the artifacts left. I've only got one of the common artifacts left. Oh, the common is the Transigen Forge Dust. And then the Forge Materials is off of your Refined. Okay, so you don't actually need to refine it. I think mine is Janeway's mug too. It keeps on getting further and further away. Yeah, Janeway's coffee mug. With the chance for the Forge Dust, like, it makes it almost worth doing still. But being as I have the Serene Squall, I have a reliable sourcing of it, so I don't need to do it there. So I'll probably take the time away from doing the common now. I thought the upgrade materials for the forge was actually from the common refine. I thought you refined the raw to get it. If that was the case, I'd still keep on doing it, but you don't have transwarp on the cube, so the warp speed is pretty high. Yes, with me having transwarp on the cube, I have definitely been sleeping on warp speed researches and officer, like fleet commander abilities, and even the artifacts. That's been kind of like my lowest priority artifact, which, like, that's like a straight up quality of life one. Like, it doesn't serve a lot of practical purpose, like, unless you're trying to go to an armada that somebody called, you know, like warp speed is more just on, you know, like real life time more than it is game time. So I've always kind of kept that as a lower priority. I appreciate it. I enjoy having it. But especially with your Shara and having the ability to do things on multiple screens or multiple systems, you know, like I can have attention in more than one place at a time, whereas before sometimes it was difficult to divide that attention because, you know, like you could get to the point where you hit a hostile and you know that takes 7 seconds, so you could transfer over to another screen and hit another hostile and switch back and forth. You know, as long as the game's not laggy at that moment, it's not that bad. But being able to set, you know, 4 yeah, you never. But I am kind of looking forward to being able to get transwarp on other ships too. I mean, one of the first things I did when I got my Kaskari is I actually got the cloaking refit for it. Just because I figured that wouldn't be a bad thing to have handy. So that'll probably be the first ship that I get transwarp on. But Selkie is... I'm assuming Selkie was one that you could. Selkie would be a handy one too. That probably would be more handy than on the Kaskari. Or if I get a faction miner. No, that's not the one. I'd have to get a faction miner then, wouldn't I? No, they don't have it on the miners? Or is it because I'm not at that level yet? Well, I guess I saw the one with the one for the Serene. I've been loving my G5 faction miners ever since the Transigen arc started. I got really close to building them. I have 3 Selkies, so I didn't have like a need for it. But I got tempted to as well because it took, especially at the beginning there, it was taking a lot of attention to keep them stocked up. So like I wasn't able to do a lot of my mining dailies because they were sitting on, you know, like the transigen nodes for 16 hours out of the day or whatever. But as I'm getting a little bit of, I don't know if it's extra speed or if it's more the having things stocked up a little bit, it's been a little bit easier. I'm still working on corn. But I think I'm probably gonna get a G6 faction miner here. And I think that's mainly going to be for Transigen. I haven't really decided yet. I'm time rich and money poor. Focus for now is Con Fleet Commander, Syndicate Rep, and Artifacts. Those are, well, Con Fleet Commander I'm still a little hit or miss on. Syndicate Rep and Artifacts I think are, you know, like two of the best things to pursue in the game because they affect so many things in so many ways. Khan as a fleet commander is definitely growing on me, as I've been noticing. He does more things for hostiles than I thought he did. I kind of thought that he was a straight up PvP based officer slash fleet commander, but I'm starting to see, okay, there's a lot of general hostile things here, so he has day-to-day use. Yeah, I'm definitely not big into PvP. Yeah, he does have some good side perks. I just actually slotted him. I promoted him today. I gave him I think I'm giving him a permanent seat. But I do have five seats here. So I was having Spock in a permanent seat, but I gave up Spock's seat for his. I think if I ever do any like big upgrades or anything like that, I'll probably swap Spock in because there's still some efficiency things that are here and there. This is all like mining. But I think a lot of this stuff doesn't actually apply to Sigma. So I don't know if he does a lot for me for the most part. Yeah, station upgrades. I don't have that really well researched or anything. I'm probably gonna get another spot. I think the next pack that I buy outside of like a battle pass pack or anything like that, if I feel like I need to drop $100 in the game, is gonna be to get another fleet commander slot. But I don't know. I'm not desperate for it. Like when they come out with the next fleet commander, I'm guessing that's probably gonna make me get the next one, because like unless I'm doing something specific, like they don't have a lot of general use things that I feel is useful. I also wouldn't mind to have a like a fleet preset thing for here too, where I could swap out all my fleet commanders and have the select abilities set the way that I want to have them set too. I wouldn't mind having that option to be able to do that. That way I could have a PvP loadout and a PvE loadout or an Armada loadout, or being able to switch between solo armadas or group armadas or anything like that. Because I'm trying to keep this as generalized as possible so that I have it so that I don't get in a situation where I don't have something up that I really need to have up. You know, like when we get into the PvP events or something like that, like a couple of these officers come down pretty quick. Well, there's definitely advantage to having extra slots there. All right, 15 minutes to reset. Oops, that wasn't the one I wanted. Should probably collect some of these goals before I forget about it. Feel like this is the area that I'm going to be tricked up on, is if I don't have Janeway up as a fleet commander. I don't know if I can do the 4-star. The 4-star use trials. All right, we'll let that helps run there. Reset this guy. Yeah, the always on stuff is definitely worthwhile, especially for the officers that you're not going to have up top that often. But that's something that I try to do too, is kind of focus on that. Obviously, like, some of them are worth more than others. And sometimes there's other research in there that's really beneficial too. But like 7 I don't use a lot. Like she's one that goes up for PvP. So like I've got like the skill points one. I've got it unlocked at least. But that'll probably be like one of the next ones I work on. And then I did the quantum communicator increase, and then I've got the max cargo on for that. Cost efficiency for research, like those are good ones to have because you're gonna always take advantage of that. Damage against players, that wouldn't be a bad one to have max 2, but yeah, you know, like we said, Cotton doesn't do a lot of PvP, so that gets kind of lower priority. I've got the shield health, and then damage against solo and group armadas. You know, like anything that you can get max like that's definitely an advantage, especially for officers that are gonna sit in the waiting room. What is this one? Construction speed for buildings. I mean, it's not a great percentage, 100%, but you know, it's still there. It's still something. Well, I mean, that's kind of the same way that the artifacts are important and beneficial to focus on too, is because, you know, like they have that benefit across all ships at all times. Well, unless there's a condition that's set up in the description or whatever, but there's not a lot of them that are set up that way where it's got to be a specific condition met to work. Most of it's as if like a state is applied to the enemy more than anything. It gets kind of disappointing when I get the non-faction hostiles because it doesn't charge my beam up. The freebooters or the swarm, they don't charge, or the borg probes or anything like that. They don't charge the beam. Granted, I'm going to be hitting hostiles between level 1 and level 5, but it still feels nice. I'm pushing on the 2 ones that give a mats and a ship part ship. Yeah, the ones that I'm focusing on is the one that gives the speed ups and I think the resources. The speed ups and the resources are the 2 that I got my main focus on. I unlocked all of them just to be able to get that benefit. Like the first thing I did is I went through and I unlocked all of them. But yeah, speed ups I've got at level 6. Materials I've got at level 4. Ship parts is level 2. Resources is level 5. So I've been doing a pretty good job of keeping it spread around. Like my main stuff that's coming out of the refined items is going towards the resources and the speed ups, and then the materials and ship parts I've been doing like the access that I've been getting from events and stuff, and then some of that also comes in from the lockbox chest, I think. Yeah, once you hit G6, then you'll definitely have focus on the Sigma speed ups. Okay, I'm gonna have to move that over there just so that doesn't bother me. Do I have... Is that message set up to go with the ads? Like, I mean, that's like low-key a good idea. Like, coming out of the ads, giving people the sub message, but I feel like that's just set up on a random timer. I don't think I'm that diabolical. Yeah, no, it's just on a random timer. As a couple of times I've seen that come around the same time as an ad break, though. Which I guess that makes sense because the ad breaks are on a schedule, too. I might have to up that timer a little bit so it gets off of schedule with that, off of sync. All right, so that's 5. All right, 4 minutes till reset. If you got anything to do last minute, now's the time to get your done. That is a terrible regen on the away team's assignments. The last 2 refreshes have given me not a lot. I picked up 1 extra one here. That's from way earlier. It's been like 6 hours since I attacked any of the drop ships. All right, so that one is done. Got a couple of minutes yet. So might as well do a Titan fortify. That's one of those things that's almost hard to remember sometimes, to get the credits for the Titan fortify. Need to go out and do some time in augment space again too. I need to get caught up on stocking some of that stuff up. I'm kind of looking forward to being able to actually get the Reliant. I was kind of questioning whether it was going to actually be worth it, but to be able to set that for the auto grind is really going to be advantageous. I don't know why, but this avatar makes me think of Fall Guys. Like, that emote is what that avatar reminds me of. Oh, it must be 11 o'clock. The game is stuck. There it is. Game stuck, yeah. Get ready for the next 5 to 10 minutes of lag. Okay, so I did already claim that one. What are we at there now? 52 days? Well, 52 blueprints, so 26 days. Like second week of next arc. Yeah, only 5 BPs for the ship in the event store. You know, it was a choice. I found that interesting on their part, for sure. I don't think that's something I would have chose to do. Like, I think I would have made it like 25. Like, I think having 5 pulls of 5 blueprints would be fine. But yeah, just 5 flat was almost an insult because it doesn't really speed up anything. Bugging off Oliver Twist. Yeah. It's it's on the border of insulting, I guess. Yeah, I kind of half expect them to change that, but I don't know. I mean, if this event was designed to run 3 times a month and you're actually going to be getting 15 out of it, you know, maybe that's better. How many was it? 200 to build? Telescopely, but I don't care too much. Yeah, 15 days early total. I mean, you also do get some from, you get more probably from the missions than you would get from the event store. It's kind of crazy to think that, yeah, 5. It's kind of weird though too, because well, I mean that event store is just like, I think that's just designed to get you the fleet commander or the fleet preset. Like, I think that's the only thing that they put a real decent value on. I want to know what happened between Rev and Beck. I honestly have no idea. Is she the one at Scopely that's pissed off at him? I know that there was somebody at Scopely that was pissed off at him, and I didn't know who exactly. I mean, Beck's kind of been a little bit removed for the most part, or less public facing. Well, Rev definitely would have made a few of them mad. I mean, even if it's the matter of like just their pride being hurt, some people take too much pride in their work and they take things offensively. But like, I understand why he didn't get an NDA. You know, like, he's never been somebody to just straight up bat for Copley. He's always been for the players. Yeah, Rev introduced me to Beck's community, and I became a part of Beck's community while she was still streaming. Which I miss her streams. I kind of wish that she would still stream every once in a while. He was pissed she was buying a Fiat. I don't know if that really matters or not. Fix it again tomorrow. That could be fair. I don't know much about Fiat. Like, there's dealers and stuff here for him, and I see him on the road every once in a while. I know that they became a owning partner in Daimler Chrysler. Well, I mean, Beck isn't interacting with most of the content managers like on the same way that she was for a long time. she's ever since she's gone to Spain, she kind of off the map a little bit. Which some of that might be just time differences. So maybe she's interacting at different times than I'm around seeing things, but yeah, her role's probably evolved and changed. I know like she's doing more on the social media. She was doing more on the social media side of things, and I think they gave her a bigger role in that. Yeah, well, I mean, she's she's streaming for a long time, so I mean, I hate to say that she should be used to the weirdos, but like I wouldn't expect it to be new, but I guess it's a different environment and she might not have the same level of control over. And I don't know if I thought did go to Spain, but I don't know if it was a permanent thing, I guess. Yeah, well, people lose a lot of their filters on the internet, and things either become quickly sexualized or demeaning or any sorts of just random idiocy happens. I don't think some of it is intentional. I think some of it happens because of the anonymity. People don't have the same filter in place as they have for in face-to-face interactions, but that's probably just me thinking the best of people, being overly positive. Yeah, there's probably like studies and stuff that cover some of the underlying stuff. Like I have trouble genderfying people on the internet, like it's tough to decide if a person is a man or a woman. And even if you or whatever pronouns are going to be used, I guess, too, for that matter. But it's a interesting conundrum to be in. Well, I think there's a level of neutrality, like I don't know, like everybody kind of has like a baseline of all their perceptions, and they're gonna assign you into a category that helps them kind of reach another level of understanding and we'll say empathy or something like that. Oh, it is subconscious. You know, like humans are social creatures, and in our minds, we categorize people into a social construct of some sort, and that's just the way that we rationalize thoughts and perceptions. I mean, that's millennia of evolution that's designed us to know that, you know, people are different and probably should be treated differently to a degree. But that could be some nurturing too, like thinking that a woman needs to have a certain amount of respect could be nurtured more than an evolutionary key that's built in. Treat everyone with the with the same level of disdain. Equal opportunity hater. I think there's something to respect about that. I'm pretty sure I've got that timer way off. That was like 30 seconds after the ad started, I think. That is supposed to be 3.5 minutes. Oh, geez. Yeah, maybe that was correct. It was really interesting. When I was setting up the bot, there was a trigger for when ads are coming. And there was a trigger for when ads started. But there was not a trigger for when ads were over. Yeah, the that's like the weird thing about the stream manager stuff is that it's a little bit harder to tell when the ads are actually running than you think it would be. I would not just be watching the correct thing or something, but oh, I need uncommon armadas too. I need to stock up on uncommon armadas. I need to stock up on augment eclipse, hostile things, augment exiles. That's the word. It's broke, but I enjoy your streams, so I give you my prime next time around. Well, I appreciate that. You don't have to by any means. Unless you want to be able to skip the ads. Then that's completely up to you. Will be wild sleeping in Scotland in a tent beside the road. You know, being beside the road, I'd almost be more worried about people than about animals. Okay. Oh, I would definitely have something ready to go. And I will definitely accept your appreciation. I definitely appreciate stopping by, spending time, chatting. Interaction is what I'm here for. Sometimes I get the opportunity to spread a little bit of knowledge. Sometimes I get to share in some of the despair. I'm going to send ships out to 2 systems where they could potentially blow up. Hopefully neither one of them do. This is England, guns don't kill people, rappers do. I guess I'm not certain about the rappers reference, but I definitely know it's not the guns. Oh, that's lyrics from a song. All right, transition space. Oh, apparently it did make it across the pond then, if Retro knows it. England gangster rap. That's not a category I was aware of existed. That hostel's getting closer than I think it should be. There we go. Oh, that's an oldie too. They're from Wales. Oh, you died. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I was listening to rap music this afternoon from around that same period. Because that was around the time that I was in high school, so I was kind of just hitting back to some old hits. American ghettos are tame compared to UK. Can't have big rims due to the potholes. Her bitches are scary like a rabid pit bull, and the only ice we get is from a slushy machine. I don't have a lot of experience in the ghettos. Like, I'm pretty sure that like Minneapolis is pretty tame compared to some areas. I, I always get interested, like driving around, like every once in a while you see a like a license plate out in Illinois, and it's kind of like, okay, you know, like that person's probably less to fuck with than somebody that has a Minnesota plate. Suspect you live in the sticks, and if you want to go about mugging people, you have to drive for a while, and gas not cheap. Likely to end in a net loss. Well, first off, I don't want to go out mugging people. And second off, I'm pretty sure that I could find opportunities pretty dang close.
Lizard, lizard,
Lizard.
lizard, lizard.
That scared the shit out of me. Thank you for the bits, Broken Wolf. How you doing tonight? I'm happy to see that that automatically got added. Doing okay? That's good to hear. That was a big change from just the chill vibes. Wake up. I was just sitting here chilling, we were talking about some other things. Happy cat. Oh, that thing is persistent. Why does that fail? He got claws. Yeah, it's been kind of a good opportunity to stock up on a lot of things. The slower event has been good. I stocked up on silent stuff the other night, and last night, the heck was it that I stocked up on last night? Must have just been the armadas, the solo armadas. Oh, Revenant. I was doing Revenant last night. Because with the ship upgrade event, I was able to tier up my Revenant, so I was running around getting some more pulls stocked up. It's getting to the fun part. I'm able to get up to like the 68 solos and do those pretty effectively. Can't quite do the 70s yet. Your phone heard that you like Scotland and it's sending ads for $1.3 million homes. Just a thought, but why Scopely not included battle simulator and mission, make a change of pace from red triangle to green triangle? Well, that's why I switched over to green square or green cube. We can get away from the cubes and the triangles, I guess, too. Google Daddy always listens. The station skins is always something that they are tossing around as a concept. I'm going to try and sleep. Have a good night, everyone, or good morning. Thanks for stopping by, Retro. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the bits, and I hope you have a good night's sleep. Have a good one. Be right back. Yeah, I think that they've been doing a pretty decent job of asking for feedback in those surveys, and kind of just in the way that the GM was talking, like they might actually look at some of the data from that. I mean, it's probably ran through AI and aggregated that way, but like I don't think they're looking at things on an individual level by any realistic measure, but they could certainly be looking at sentiment trends and stuff in it. But, you know, honestly, like being in content creator discords and you know, being able to have a conversation around that with people, because they're gonna be people that are present in those discords and have eyes on things. So like if you actually get that to be a conversation that can grab their attention, you know, stuff like that might actually be seen as a suggestion to take on. But I know that one specifically has been talked about in public forums before. Because that was kind of the thing that we kind of thought that was coming when they were doing the alliance stations. Yeah, I mean, like you could take all of the armadas and, you know, some of the mission points in the game and stuff. Like, yeah, they very much have the ability to have a system view of a station. Like, I don't know if they would do much with this area, but like this view of things, they could certainly change. If it showed like the actual ship's dock or something like that, I could see how it'd be a little more difficult. But like my first thought is like these systems that have, oh god, where did it, you know, like these systems have like the star bases and stuff. You know, like it wouldn't be hard to have a player version of like that. And I wouldn't be concerned about making sure that it shows 8 docks. Like if it only showed 3 docks like this one does, I don't think most people would have a big problem with it if they got the option to customize it. Is that an instrument of some sort? It's not one I'm familiar with off the top of my head. Yeah, customized ships would be something too. Row boommakers. Okay. Like I knew that they had a name like that, but I couldn't think of what they were exactly called. I was thinking of boomsticks, but I didn't think that was right. Yeah, that was that was kind of interesting because like one of the first things that turned me on to the game too was kind of like the view from inside of the ship and kind of being able to see the battle from that viewpoint, even if it's not about participating in the battle but just being able to view it. But I was thinking about the battles you were kind of talking about, because they had like the battle simulator there. When you said battle simulator, were you specifically talking about this battle simulator that was in the game, and using that kind of out in the open wild. I guess that would be something that would be good to have for like a yellow mission boss. That could certainly make the missions more engaging if they had cutscenes and stuff in them. That would actually be a lot more interesting. Like if you had the battle view like that and just went into the systems, you know, like you wouldn't have to actually send your ship out to somewhere. You know, like you could just simulate the transport, the movement. Because if you were just able to simulate being on the bridge and see a mission through the view screen, that'd be like a heck of an engaging topic. That is a little more fun than just hitting the attack button on the menu that pops up. I actually didn't even enter the battle simulator until probably like 4 months ago. Like I had no idea what it was even all about. Yeah, that would definitely be way more interesting. It'd be way more interesting than the ones where it goes to system, hit 5 hostiles, go to next system, hit the yellow boss, go to next system, hit 5 hostiles. I'd rather have a tiered mechanism like that. Why did I go to the starbase? Did I break it? It's broken now. I'm not allowed to do any more training today, I guess. Yeah, if arenas leveraged that mechanic, I would be a huge fan of arenas. Like, even being able to do something like that against armadas wouldn't be that bad. Too many officers in the officer depot tokens that I want. I hear you. I mean, I don't know how many officers they have in there, but it feels like they're a majority of the relevant ones. Like, what did I get? I got beer. I wanted to increase the loot that I could get in the lower deck slot. I had looked at several other officers, but I was too far away from them to be able to do any leveling with them. I also got Laliari. Because all the epics, I was too far to make any significant moves on. So I just figured I'd grab a couple of rare officers I thought were going to be beneficial. I think even in like the lower decks area, those were all epics. Except for Rutherford, I guess. Badgie's uncommon. Okay, maybe they're not all epics. I've almost got Boimler maxed. Freeman might have not have been a bad one, I guess, either. Cargo increase. 1 versus 1, you're a lot more likely to get a match. I just think they waste the idea. Match down to Scopely HQ, I'm not scared to fly. Rachel would definitely be a good one too. Actually, Rachel probably would have been a better one than Beer. Because she synergizes with Picard. Dane I was tempted for. Getting that extra boost for impulse. That was definitely a coin flip matter for me. I'm gonna throw a shield up before I have to repair ships. I actually don't mind using Rachel below deck for waves too, honestly. That little bit of apex barrier she can throw in isn't bad. At this point of the night, I'm always concerned that I forgot an event because it doesn't seem like I did a lot today. But like this was spending officer tokens, so that wasn't much interaction. This was mining, so that wasn't much interaction. This was help, so there wasn't much interaction. A lot of the stuff today was passive. Oh, I still have to do the Voyager one. Have you done your wave pass? I did do my wave pass. Are you doing your part? Would you like to know more? I'm always willing to know more. I still probably should do some more drop ships to help with the IMS. Only good bug is the dead bug. I feel like that's a quote from like I can't picture the movie. Well, I can picture the movie. I can't think of the movie. Is this all from the same movie? Okay. I know the dang movie. I feel like they just redid it or did a sequel or did a game based on it or something. Or maybe it hit like an anniversary, like a 20 or 25 year anniversary or something. Aren't the same as this game. I'm gonna feel like an idiot once I finally get it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I go to my DVD collection if I've got it in there. Yeah, I know Denise Richards was in it, but I was trying to think of what the guy was too. Michael Ironsides. Like if I would have IMDb'd it, I would have got it right away because I know enough to know what it be able to find it. I'm actually really surprised that I start. I'm gonna say Star Quest, but that doesn't sound right. I think I was combining that with Galaxy Quest. Starship Troopers. It was a great movie, I know that. I mean, I would have watched anything with Denise Richards in it back then, for sure. But like, that was the right kind of cringy sci-fi kind of off the wall comedy type of thing. I think they did a really good job of balancing everything in that one. Is that done? That's done. Was I right that they just redid something with that? Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does check all the boxes of all the off the wallness. Based on a book wrote in 1959. I haven't seen that in quite a while. That's worth a watch again. We can take another. If I know it, I'll just provide more hints. If I know it, I'm gonna flat out say what it is because I'm gonna be proud of it. Okay. Did I get enough to be able to do one of them mission things here? Not even close. I feel like it's getting harder to get these. Like, I used to think that like 2 trips was enough to be able to get me the 9,000, but it doesn't seem like that's the case anymore. No, not that one. Yeah, hijacked. Oh, that comes in the big chest. You put a. I don't have the ship. I don't have the Reliant yet. I'm looking forward to getting it though. Like, that's gonna help out a lot. About the time that I get this unlocked is about the time that I'm gonna really need it, I think, because I'm still working on the Pioneer crests. So it's not super important for me to have the. I can never remember what those things are called. Whatever these crest things are. Hijacked insignias. So I don't really specifically need them for the research or anything yet. Only for upgrading Khan, which, you know, like, I got him pretty decent where he's at. We're at about 4 hours here. I think I'm probably gonna wrap this stream up. Looks like 0G's just went online here a little bit ago. So let's give Zero a raid. Yeah. I always like it when I can get on when somebody's just getting started like that. That works out really well. All right. So thanks everybody for stopping by. Appreciate your time tonight. Appreciate the bits and conversation and sticking around and everything. Hope everybody had a great week and has a great weekend. I may go live again tomorrow to test some changes I'm probably going to make.
Lizard.
That thing scared me again. Thank you, Broken Wolf. I turned up all of the volumes very high for myself on the sound alerts and the stream stickers, and I'm gonna jump probably anytime anything is played, no matter how gentle. But again, thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I will be live again on Sunday, if not tomorrow. I may go live tomorrow just to try some things out. Thanks and have a good night.